Back here at the H, everyone. Sorry about all that. Not much you missed, though, as it's a lot of missed baskets to start this one, Michael, as it's 2-0 with already 3 minutes into this one here in the first quarter. 2-0, Francis Howell over the Kirkwood Pioneers. Pioneers getting their looks, but not getting them to fall. Maddox, though, that's in and out. Rebound going to Cannon Neslage and the Pioneers. Neslage, of course, mentioned him kind of in the pregame. He averages over 10 points per game as he's one of the bigger men for this Kirkwood team. He's actually going to play college football somewhere in Wisconsin. So obviously a big kid if he's going to be playing college football somewhere, especially quarterback.
Big kid and athletic kid, to say the least, you know.
Here's Thompson being triple teamed underneath, trying to find some room. Gives it to Matt. James, baseline jumper. That's up. That's no good. Rebound to the Kirkwood Pioneers. Pioneers being held scoreless right now about halfway through this quarter, something that neither one of us, I don't think, expected, Michael.
Yeah, I was going to say, contrary to what the score says, there's been a lot of opportunities, just haven't been getting the rolls. There must be something in the rims tonight.
And there's Maddox. He's going to be heavily fouled, shooting that three-pointer from behind. That foul is going to go against Jackson Fortner. And it's going to be Maddox going in the line for three. So 2-0, 4 minutes into this one. First free throw, no good.
As I mentioned, must be something in the rims tonight because they haven't been getting the rolls on either side. There we go.
Second one to go.
Don't need to worry about rims whenever they don't hit it, right?
So Trupiano checking in for his first minutes of the night for Sam Maddox. And this is a huge game for the Vikings, but you have a bigger game coming next week in districts against Francis Howell Central, so you definitely don't want to weather the injured Sam Thompson too much.
Most definitely, and it's a great backup in Trupiano as he came in and filled his shoes very well. You know, averaging almost 10 points a game with a few rebounds. Did his role definitely great whenever he was down.
So here is now Fortner inside the Neslage, goes to Will Lee. Will Lee, he's going to be blocked by Trupiano. That's an interesting call there. Trupiano didn't like the shot, or the call there, but it's going to be Will Lee going to the line for two.
Looked like he went straight up with it and got a lot of ball, but ref didn't think so, and we got a couple free throws opportunities.
So Will Lee gets that first basket of the night for the Kirkwood Pioneers with only 3:42 left here in the first quarter. What a start for the Vikings on the defensive side. Second bucket is up and good, that time from Will Lee. Here is Maddox. Maddox drives, going to slow it down. Without Fortner, Maddox is definitely the big guy to carry the ball here tonight for the Vikings.
Going through the defense there at the top of the arc like cones.
Here's Wibbemeyer. He has to dribble. He does. Gets a driving Maddox in and call a travel. And I don't know how it's a travel when you're holding still. As Kurt Jacob asked the same thing, and nonetheless, it's going to be Will Lee and the Pioneers ball. Here is Rhymes. Kellen Rhymes, the sophomore, one of the younger kids on this team. Only actually non-senior that starts for the Kirkwood Pioneers. And that's going to be a turnover almost. Do they call over and back? They will. I was wondering if it got tipped. But that was just Jackson Fortner throwing the ball back court there and checking in for him. Will be.
I tell you what, you mentioned before the game, one of the bigger crowds that we've seen tonight, and it's great hearing the chants on both sides because it sounds like Kirkwood has quite a bit of fans here as well.
Yeah, definitely full house, as full as it could be really here tonight at the H. Here's Maddox. Maddox makes a move. He's going to drive. He's trying to make some room. He gets it to Kirby. Kirby, he's going to dribble. Kirby hands it to Maddox again with Rhymes all over. Maddox going to drive, lays it up, no good. Put back by David Trupiano. That is something we have not seen much of Trupiano for those putbacks, but what a job that time by the 6'6" senior.
Went up there with pure confidence, had not a doubt in the world he was going up there and was coming down with 2 points for sure.
Lee going to pass it back out to Moy. Moy coming in for Fortner. Here's Will Lee. Will Lee, he's going to drive. And he's just going to be able to go around Trupiano and get that layup to go in. But if you're Trupiano, you don't want to draw another foul there. So it's 6-4, 2:12 to go here in the first. They're going to call a travel on Maddox.
Questionable call, as it looked like he was in a little bit of traffic, but that's what happens when you get a lot of defensive effort. You're going to force a couple mistakes here and there.
6-4, 2:10 to go here in the first quarter. Two of the highest scoring teams in the area, only scoring 10 points combined through 6 minutes. Here is Neslage now. Neslage on that right wing, going to pass cross court over to Stewart. Here's Will Lee. He's going to shoot the jumper. That's going to be up. Takes a bounce, no good. And it's going to be over the back call on Moy. An easy call that time, especially with Moy being pretty taller, quite taller, I should say, than Maddox. Maddox is only 5'11", Moy only 6'3".
And despite that foul, Maddox was coming down with that ball no matter what. He had it in his hands and wasn't getting it taken away from him for sure.
Here's Simmons. Simmons, he makes a move. He's going to get called with the travel. So that's back-to-back possessions now for the Vikings being called travel. And this ref here on this near side of us, he likes that travel call, that's for sure.
And all three pretty similar situations, so they're going to need to find a way to adjust with this referee, because it looks like he's going to have that whistle in his mouth for a long time tonight.
So now here's Phipps. Phipps, 6'2" senior, going to get Stewart back to Phipps. It goes over to Neslage. Neslage back to Phipps, over to Stewart, over to Will Lee. Will Lee for three. And that's an air ball. It's going to be rebounded, though, and it's going to be back outside to Moy. Moy for three. That's up. That takes a bounce. No good. Will Lee, though, with the putback, and that's just a bad job by the Vikings not boxing out on that one.
Yeah, kind of let Will Lee go up for that rebound with ease.
Maddox to Withermeyer. Inside to Thompson. That's going to be poked away. Thompson able to get it back. Thompson for three. That's too much. Maybe a forced shot that time by Thompson. Here's Moy. He goes up with it. He gets the foul, and he gets the and one. Interesting calls here underneath there and on the travel to start here early.
It didn't look like there was too much contact draw. However, they're going to the line for an and one opportunity.
Checking in will be Christian Hughes. And there was an assistant coach for Howell yelling out, calm down, take your time, there's no shot clock, and he's exactly right. That seemed as if like a shot you would take if there's an expiring shot clock on that last possession for the Vikings.
As he looks at the fans there chanting as he's taking the free throw.
First one, that and one's up and good. He looks right back at him. Moves this game to 9-6, less than a minute to go here in the first. And this is the kind of basketball we've kind of missed, Michael. The hard-nosed, quick-paced basketball with a lot of fans in the gym.
Definitely, that's high school, St. Louis high school basketball to say the least right there. And it's great to have this atmosphere here at the H with a great rivalry and two great teams going on at it tonight.
44.7 seconds to go in the quarter. Vikings can tie it up with just one bucket. Maybe trying to make it into a one-point game. Here's Maddox. He's being all grabbed all over, no foul call. Here's Maddox. So Maddox, he's got to get it cross court. He does. Gives it to James. James being heavily guarded by Williams. Gets a screen from Maddox. Gets Simmons. Goes back to Maddox. Inside to Thompson. Thompson being double teamed now. Tries to make a move. Goes up with it. Gets fouled. He'll go to the line for two. What a fast-paced start we've had here at the H, and what a good one.
And definitely explains all the whistles tonight. Whenever you get that fast pace, you get a lot of nerves there out on the court, and a little bit handsy and aggressive play.
Just one quarter, we have 8 combined team fouls, and that's something that doesn't happen too often for the Vikings. They sometimes do get in foul trouble, but already 8 combined here, and Thompson does make that second one, puts it within 2. 30 seconds to go here, maybe last shot opportunity for the Kirkwood Pioneers. See what they do here. Vikings playing back, letting them dribble. Kellen Rhymes is the one dribbling on that far side of the H. Here is Rhymes. He gives it over. It's going to be now over to Phipps. Phipps gives it to Hughes. Hughes for three, no good. And that's where we'll go into the second quarter. And what a first quarter we've had here, Michael. 7-9 is the score. You're listening to Francis Howell Basketball here on the Howell Activities Network. Back here at the H, Vikings 7, Kirkwood 9. Going into the second quarter, we go on the court for the Vikings. It's going to be Maddox, Matt James, Ju James, the freshman, Sam Maddox, and Booker Simmons, excuse me. No Preston Portner tonight. Looks like he won't even be dressing out, so we probably won't see him hit the floor. It's a big loss, unfortunately, for the Vikings. And this one he's one of the quickest players we've seen all year, but
yeah,
no Fortner tonight.
Although it's a loss, this Howell Vikings team, that's when this deep bench will come into play. As you see, Ju James and Royce Webmeyer already making their presence known.
Great defense that time from Thompson against Will Lee. Lee able to get the bucket to go. And it's just been a press defense the whole time whenever Maddox gets across half court with that ball for the Vikings. Here's Matt James, so he's going to travel. He's going to go back outside to Maddox. Maddox goes inside to James. It's going to be poked away from Will Lee. Here's Lee one-on-one with Ju James. And that's going to be an offensive foul. They're not going to call it an offensive foul. They're going to call it against Ju James on the block. But kind of looked like an arm being pushed out there by Will Lee. Is the score. Nesledge inside. He gets fouled. Maddox goes right up with it. And that is an interesting call. And Kurt Jacob has been teed up here once before, and he's getting warned once again.
Well, it looked like that was a little bit more of the assistants doing on that one, as ref was pointing right to a couple assistant coaches as he didn't want to hear it.
First shot for Nesledge is up. That's good. Checking in will be Shane Kirby for Ju James.
You know, one important thing about these games is keeping your head. You know, you got to keep your head on all sides of the court.
Nesledge second shot too short. Thompson, excuse me, with the rebound and give it to Kirby. Full court press coming from the Pioneers. Maddox able to get it across court. Maddox going to set it up. To be pressured heavily by Rhymes. Now there's going to be an offensive foul call on Thompson. Or a travel?
It looked like he stepped out of bounds, actually, and they gave him the possession arrow there as he's trying to do a move and ran out of room there.
So just getting started here in the second quarter, 2 minutes in. 7-10 is the score in favor of Kirkwood, and that's going to be blocked underneath. And falling hard to the floor was Christian Hughes, the sophomore. And it's going to stick with the Pioneers.
You got two guys like Sam Thompson and Shane Kirby going up on defensively. That's going to be a tough shot to get off.
That was Jalen Phipps able to find the basket underneath, pulling Kirkwood to a 5-point lead. Here's Kirby. Kirby gives it to Maddox. Maddox, he's going to maybe take it straight to the hole, and he's going to get called with a foul. Is Hughes. So already the 16th foul for the Kirkwood Pioneers. One more, and it's free throw time for the Vikings. Goes inside to Thompson. Thompson outside to Maddox. Maddox for three. Too short. Rebound to Will Lee. Wow, what a force Will Lee is for this Pioneer team. Back out to Lee. He's going to take a step. He drives in. Jumper from the elbow. Too easy for Will Lee as it was everyone at the bucket.
Yeah, one thing about that Will Lee is he is an engine defensively and offensively.
And what a job by Maddox. Able to get that one to fall in. It's going to be a 30-second timeout for Jimmy McKinney and the Kirkwood Pioneers. And what a start we've had here. It's intense, and I love it, Michael.
Oh, this is what high school basketball is about. You know, we got two great teams heading into districts here in a couple games, and they both want to show that the state we're not a joke, you know. And Maddox going coast to coast confidently there, and this Kirkwood team high pace and high powered engines for sure.
Yeah, 9-14, 6-10, just getting started here in the second quarter at the H. Last time Kirkwood was on the floor, they blew out a Rittenor team we'll see here tomorrow night at the H, but they blew out Rittenor 73-36 on Rittenor's floor. And of course, our Vikings last Friday night beat Holt 73-43, and just another great performance from the Vikings defensively. And they have another good start here defensively. Just got to get that offense rolling a little bit more. Nonetheless, still only a 5-point deficit for the Vikings. And that's going to be a turnover from Kirkwood.
You know, I have a feeling this is going to be, they always say basketball is a game of runs, and I think that's going to define this game tonight. You know, you got two high-powered defensive going against some very good offenses, so I think they're going to just be exchanging blows all night.
So it's going to be the one run by a team where a team is held scoreless for 2 or 3 minutes where that'll really hurt that team, and that's what might decide it here, just like you said, Michael. That's going to be a foul on the floor. That one going up against number 12, Jackson Fortner, and already with 5:52 to go here in the half, it's going to be Max going to the line. Gets that first one to go, and that's what's so important here in these games like this is you have to make your free throws.
100%, and you know, a senior like Sam Maddox, he lives for these games, and he wants to be at the line, and he was very confident with that first one.
Confident with that second one, hits both of them, puts the Vikings within 3.
You know, if I were to tell you that I wasn't worried about the announcer's jinx there, I'd be lying.
Here's Will Lee again on that baseline. Thompson guarding him. Will Lee, the 6'3 senior. He's going to dribble around. You definitely have to think that Will Lee might be going somewhere next year for the Pioneers, either on the football or the basketball court.
I mean, the one thing about Will Lee is just the engine he has, offensively and defensively. You've seen him force turnovers already early in this game, and he's all over it offensively.
And Rhymes, he's going to just drive against Maddox, able to get that one to go. Makes it 16-11. Here is Simmons. Simmons, he's going to drive. Takes a shot. What a job by Booker Simmons. Just can't get the shot to flow. It's off of Thompson going the other way. But if you got to think of the move that Booker Simmons made there, that's one of the better moves we've seen all night. Is Booker looked like he was going to pass out to Maddox and just took the shot himself.
Yeah, if we had a camera on us, you'd see my reaction. I was really hoping that one would go in there. And great offensive move, almost showing that shot.
11-16, 4:56 to go here in the first half.
One thing that's important to note there, past 5 throw-ins for this Howell Vikings team is the pace that they've had coming off the throw-ins. They don't wait to get to that second half because, as you mentioned, half-court presses there all game. And they've really picked it up before half for sure.
Here is now Stewart to Neslage. Neslage back to Stewart. Stewart with 3. No good. Didn't fall as a shot, should have, and he might have gotten a rebound. Nonetheless, it's James that got it, and Maddox crosses court now. Maddox calling the play out. And that's going to be not a push or no call against Will Lee. And there's Neslich. Neslich going to get the and one to fall. That was kind of a silly foul by Thompson. You got to think Thompson knew better than the foul there when Neslich going straight up on it.
Yeah, that was almost an in-the-moment foul there. He saw it was going up, and he saw it was probably going in, and just couldn't contain himself there, giving him an and one opportunity.
11-18, 4:12 to go. Cannon Neslich at the line for the and one. He gets that one to fall, puts it to within an 8-point lead for the Pioneers. Back to Maddox, goes inside to Thompson. Thompson over to James. James for three. That's his shot. No good though. Willie able to collect the loose ball. And now here is Hughes. Hughes goes up for the layup. He misses it, and Neslich, that's definitely a double tip and definitely a foul on Neslich.
He worked hard for it to go in there, but just a little too hard as hung on there and tried getting it in and selling it, but didn't go past the refs on that one.
A far side ref trying to put his word into it. If they call anything other than goaltending there on the Pioneers, I don't know what they would call.
He wasn't letting go of that rim until that ball went in, and
he knew it as soon as it happened. All he could do was smile.
As you mentioned, if that's anything less than offensive goaltending, that's absurd.
Inside it goes to Thompson. Thompson trying to make a move. It's going to be pushed out of the way, and it's going to stick with the Vikings. What a defensive performance to start here from the Kirkwood Pioneers, holding the Vikings thus far to only 11 points. Through a quarter and a half, and the Vikings average over 50 points per game. Here is Maddox now trying to get something, gets that screen from Thompson. Max, he's going to pass out to Kirby. Kirby, he's going to shoot the three. Shane Kirby in and out, and it's going to be a little lead boxing out Thompson. Great job that time by Kirby to knock that one away. Here's Matt James to Thompson. Thompson, he's going to go up there. He stops. He doesn't get the foul called on him. And now here's Rhymes. Gives it to Will Lee. Poked away once again from the Vikings. Hard defensive effort. Will Lee gives it to Rhymes again.
Yeah, you know, it looks Thompson struggling to get into this game because it looked like that could have been a guaranteed dunk for him that he makes almost all day, and couldn't draw the contact, unfortunately.
Will Lee turns the ball over. Here's Maddox, 3-on-1. He's going to get fouled. He'll go to the line for two.
I will give Kirkwood credit is they've been very disciplined defensively after they got that seventh foul, because, you know, that's the first time after the seventh one that they've been getting sent to the line. So been very disciplined out there for sure.
So checking in for Thompson will be David Trupiano. Also checking in for the Pioneers will be number 32, Bryce Simpson, the 6'8 senior. Checking in for him will be Will Lee, or checking out for him will be Will Lee. Will Lee getting his first moments on the bench tonight, and that's got to be tough. You know, you're playing a full game pretty much thus far. As Max hits that first free throw, makes it a 7-point lead for the Pioneers, but it seems like James and Maddox have been on the court the whole game. Matt James, that is. Maddox hits both free throws.
Yeah, two of the star players of the game getting taken out there, but I think that's a good substitution for the Vikings, because get Thompson back into this game. You know, he had a bad foul there and just missed that layup. So get his head, give him a couple seconds to get his head and get back going into this game.
Maddox playing great defense against Rhymes. Here's Simmons against Neslich. Goes over to Phipps. Phipps over to Rhymes. Rhymes trying to draw an offensive movement. Here's Stewart inside to Neslich. Neslich guarded by Booker Simmons. Neslich going to make a move. He's going to make a dribble. Pass cross court over to Phipps. Goes to Rhymes. Wasting a lot of time are the Pioneers. Rhymes, he's going to take a couple of dribbles. He's going to pass it back out though. That's in the corner. Back to Rhymes it goes. Gotta love the intensity from head coach McKinney. That's going to be a foul, an offensive one that is on the Pioneers. What a defensive possession from the Vikings that time, not creating any space for the Pioneers. Just a fantastic job.
Yeah, this early into the game, time is not that big of a factor, and you just got to sit there and let them do their work and force them to make a mistake, as you saw that they did right there.
There's Maddox making the offense move. He's going to drive in. He's going to go up with it. He gets fouled down. Oh, no, and one. I was so ready for it. Michael didn't get it to fall.
Just couldn't get the roll right there, and what an effort, though, from Maddox. As he, you know, you want to talk about engines. Will Lee's doing great for Kirkwood, but Maddox has been up and down the court, running his heart out all game.
Just couldn't get that one to fall. Gets the shot, though, to fall. So it's a 5-point lead, double bonus time, though, for the Vikings. 1:44 to go here in the first half. Second one's up. In and out, no good. Rebound to Nesledge. 5-point lead still for the Pioneers. No Will Lee. This is definitely when the Vikings need to hold down their defensive efforts and get on the board offensively. That's going to be another moving screen against number 32, Bryce Simpson. Definitely a moving screen, as he didn't like the call. And head coach McKinney there, Jimmy McKinney for the Pioneers, telling him, yeah, that is a foul. So you got to enjoy that from a coach saying, yeah, you messed up there. Checking in, though, for number 32 Simpson will be Will Lee.
Fortunately for the Vikings there, that was a lot short of a possession, but a pretty similar possession. You know, they sat and let them do their thing and make them make their own mistakes and capitalize off of it. Hopefully this can be a possession with some points.
Tripiano gets the screen, switches over to Maddox is Will Lee. Back to Maddox it goes. Maddox gonna drive in, out to Kirby it goes. Kirby gets it. Back out to Matt James, to Booker Simmons. Inside to Tripiano. Tripiano gets it tipped away from Will Lee. That's going to be a 3 from Stewart. That's deep. That's good. Makes it an 8-point game with less than a minute to go here in the first half. Here's Matt James into Tripiano. Tripiano goes up with it. That's going to be blocked by Will Lee. And seems like anytime there's something happening offensively for the Vikings, you say the name Will Lee for the Kirkwood Pioneers.
He's always there, and you know, that's one thing this Chaminade defense has done so well tonight, is that the way they can collapse on a ball. You saw Maddox try and make a move into the paint there, and it just wasn't happening, you know. And they're always making Howell look for that next pass and doing a great job.
Last shot opportunity coming from the Pioneers. They can put it to an 11-point lead. Less than 10 to go now. Out it goes. Here's Stewart again. Stewart to Nesledge. Nesledge can't handle it. Guarded heavily by Booker. Kirby goes up with it, or Nesledge does. He gets a putback, not once but twice. Not able to go, so good defensive hold from the Vikings there, but a lot of work to do in the second half offensively. 14-22 is the score. We're going to have some halftime performances here at the H for you. We'll take a quick timeout and bring those back to you here on the Howell Activities Network. We're back here at the H, at the half, 22 Kirkwood, Francis Howell 14, and Michael Harvey alongside me.